Hello there, anybody who's jumping in now or in the future. Uh, this is another audio commentary, post-commentary video. Same thing, just sticking to the strategy and just picking out which mission here. I don't know if I recorded video for the Vox Liberatus weekly, normal, but it's already completed. I got the 150 points. I unlocked a new weapon. And there you go, I ended up selling off Vortex. And luckily enough, I joined another join in progress with two people. I was having issues earlier in the week where if I tried to solo start the mission, I would get disconnected from the server. And I ended up waiting like 10, 15 minutes before the game auto joined me with teammates and put me into a match. But other than that, it seems to have abated and I'm able to join into matches a little bit faster. But I'm still having the issue where I cannot solo start a mission. So I'm still working on the heavy. I'm still trying to get the pyrocaster or the flamer to its relic status. Right now it's artificer and still using it to take down chaos space marines or tyranids or whatever. But I'm close. I'm close. At the end of this match, I let the video run to see where I was at with the points. Got in there right away and checked this guy out. Frozen enemy. And this happened quite a few times. I use the flamer on him to see if he will take like damage, if he was like a stuck enemy, a frozen enemy, but I believe he was already dead. That's why there was no hit markers on him. And I'm just trying to catch up over here. Team, I got I'm get the ammo. Saw some enemies right there, but I turned to the left and started putting the heat on these guys right here. Still very unfamiliar with these Vortex Beasts or these these the Zinch Chaos Bombs or whatever these guys are called here. But I feel like I'm getting a little bit better. When they rush me down, I still get a little bit overwhelmed, and I think that happens later on in the video. It just seems like there's a little bit of a cluster cluck going on later in the video. You'll see. Right here, I knew there was an attack that comes out after that. Um, Little like tornado that they do, and I was waiting for it, but I thought there was going to be a blue marker, and he just came straight out the bat with the swing, and so I took the hit because I was too reliant on the idea that a blue marker was going to tell me to use the parry attack. Just using my sidearm here, checking this corner because this is the second or third time that I've played this mission, and I don't know where all the relics are, the GNC, or the armory data, or anything like that. So I was a little curious and went to that side there, check that pocket. Right here, we got a good parry off on this Chaos Space Marine. It's normal mode, so a parry and a few shots is enough to take down most enemies. I did the dodge. I thought I dodged on time, but I didn't get the special perfect dodge, so I wasn't able to do a counterattack. But I was able to get a good parry off of that guy. And I see the extremis marker. I thought for sure there would be a Terminator over on this side here, and there wasn't, but I did put shots downrange to cancel the call right there. And I wasted way more shots than I wanted to on this guy, but I was committed. You know, I wasted so much ammo on him. You know, I wanted to make sure he died. And then check that out. Here's another one. So this one was alive. You can see the hit markers there, but he's doing the animation T pose for this enemy. And there goes the Terminator right there. Team right there, it's just already on top of it. But I do feel like I did some good damage with the flamer. I'm kind of seeing that the flamer, when focused on the Chaos Space Marines, it does really good damage. Pick up the medkits; they already jumped down, and I was kind of already anticipating that I wouldn't be doing too well in the future. Yeah, that was a cool attack. I don't know if that was just the animation you know, kind of messing up there, and he did the attack from up top, and then somehow, some way, met me down there on the bottom, or if that was built into the game where they can come at you from different levels. But I was glad I got the parry off on that guy. Moving up here, still checking the corners for relics or datas or anything like that, anything of interest. Didn't find anything, so I just moved up. I was surprised to not see a third kiosk on that supply drop pod, so I felt a little bit dumb right there.
We will deliver justice to these defilers in the lower levels.
Jumping down into the void, and that reminds me of Dark Souls. You know, at least the first Dark Souls, where you jump down to fight the four kings, I think they were called.
At least they did not
You
fall
jump down
for
with you have to have a ring on. I remember it's like a anti-dark ring, or I know you got it from the wolf, and you were able to traverse the abyss, and so that's what that reminded me of. And I was kind of wondering if the developers kind of took some inspiration from that when they were designing this place, you know, jumping into the void like that. Here we are. There's three of them here. They're all burning. Another T-pose, lock animation, uh, chaos spawn here, and then he was dead. I checked to see there was no hit markers. A little unfamiliar what's going on here, so I got hit with the wave attack. I'm guessing it's one of those things where you have to get on the other side of the portal and the melee attacks on similar to the Scions in Destiny 2. Just normal game right there. Nothing too special about it. I'm lost. By the way, I mean, I'm following the teammates. It's not that complicated, but I was still like, looking around to see if there was other alternate routes through this level. And like I said, I'm unfamiliar with this stage, so you might see me looking around from time to time to kind of take it all in. One thing I think a lot of people will resonate with is that Warhammer 40K has some of the most, you know, breathtaking set pieces when it comes to like the Imperial worlds. You know, the Gothic, church-like construction of everything. It just goes to show you like how much mankind could have accomplished, you know, when there's untold billions of us pretty much slaving away. That probably never really happened in our lifetime. Yeah, I mean, this is normal capture the progress or capture the point in the progress bar type deal.
tactical cover.
I had no clue what was going on here. I caught on way too late that I had to get behind cover. So boom, there it goes. Was able to avoid the damage. Back on the point. See enemies coming from the right. You know, at this point, I was wondering, like, is it worth it to use the flamer for these small fry, or should I pull out the pistol, or should I just go for melee attacks? Testing the distance right there. And I think some more. The guardsmen were kind of throwing me off because I know that when you fight the chaos enemies, uh, there's like the corrupted guardsmen, the heretic guardsmen, and you know, so every time I saw the guardsmen coming around, so let me aim at you real quick. So I felt a little useless right here. I mean, my two teammates are moving around. They're definitely covering ground and engaging the enemy where they're at, while I was trying to stay on the capture point. And then here you go. You can see me getting a little overwhelmed by these chaos spawns, but did well. You know, I lost my armor. I was doing okay with getting it back. And that guy just teleported over and over again. And then I didn't have my special ability up here, so I started taking shots, and bonehead move right there. Explosive barrel blew it right up. You know, I walked right into that and lost some attack health. But luckily, I did enough damage to send one of the Chaos Space Marines into an execution status, and I was able to get an armor piece back and my health, my contested health back. Yeah, so, dodge that attack, got a good parry on that one. That was the attack I was waiting for earlier. Oh, if you haven't seen a previous video, I hate these guys. The I think they're called like Trangor sorcerers or something. Trangor casters. I hate these guys. Like, look here's what I'm talking about. I could just never really keep my shots on target. And as you saw, you know, I was kind of having a hard time tracking them. But I was committed. I was committed to using the pistol to kill him. Moving up here. Not quite sure what's going on when it comes to the story of this level. I don't know if there was a better explanation somewhere in the files and data slates of what's going on specifically during this mission. Um, I don't know if this is post story, during the story. I know a lot of the missions that came at launch were the side stories of what the other fire teams are doing while Captain Titus was out doing his thing, or Lieutenant Titus during the game. So I don't know what part of the story this is involving or taking place in. You know, is this after they launched the ship at the core, during, prior? I don't know. Here I'm just using the fire caster, burning down the corrupted guardsmen, so Triangle warriors or swordsmen. I'm not sure. Yeah, I should really, before I go into my next video, just familiarize myself with the names of all the enemies. Low on ammo here. I was assuming a ammo box would be coming up soon. I felt like with the amount of ground we covered and the amount of objectives we've cleared, that it just had to be close, but no. Yeah. Oh, there it is to the left. There it is. I really didn't think I was part of that. I felt like I backed up just enough for out of it. But then now that I'm watching the video again, you know, I can see my mistake here, and I took that 2 or 3 steps forward again instead of strafing, and it looks like I put myself right in range. And I don't know what enemy I attacked that gave me that status effect where you start seeing the hallucinations, but I was able to get that parry off. Thankfully, the little blue circle was a hint that it was a real attack. That Chaos Terminator didn't have a chance, really. Yeah, those guys can cover ground fast. So yeah, this is a little bit of in the gameplay. You're going to see that I don't do too well during this little section. I have a hard time maintaining my shield, and I was kind of struggling on picking a target and picking a location to, you know, to fight in. So I'm following my teammates here, defaulting to their wisdom. I figure they know where they're going, what they're doing, so I should just stick with them. And then we have a little wave of enemies here, and I believe that was the stratagems effect today, where it said that every wave would be a massive enemy wave, except there would be less waves throughout the stage. And so here we go, we're in the fight. I thought we were sticking it out. This guy, I believe I just decided to use the Pyrecaster on him, and see, I know I hit the parry button, but I guess I hit too early or too late, and I took the hit anyways. And here I am just getting smoked, you know. Parrying too late, taking a lot of chip damage. Luckily he goes down, get an armor piece back. As you can see, though, I have almost no health. And I was lucky with that parry. I was hoping that would put him in execution status, but I ended up having a second one. Just way off with him. parries here. I didn't even see that Chaos Spaceman. I was too focused on the little Triangle Warrior there. And look at that health. I mean, I'm a hit away from death. And so I barely got out of that one. I feel like I barely got out of that engagement. Remember, this is normal mode, so I'm not even being punished as hard as I should be if this was a Inferno or Absolute. And I'm still kind of shying away from Absolute. I know I don't have the game sense for that just yet. And at this point, I decided, after that poor engagement down in the corner there, I decided to just join up on the teammates and get to that assemble point. A little bit of a waiting game here. Don't know what the other teammate was doing, but I know he was doing it well. Because I put shots down in that area, but I don't think any of them landed to do anything effective. And then he ends up joining us here soon. And there you go. I guess he was close enough to set us off. I don't know exactly what this signifies, with the tentacles, pulling us in. I don't know if we're like going deeper into madness and this is not real, like what's happening in the stage isn't real, or if in the story we are being pulled into a deeper, more corrupted state. Right here, just that guy. I wanted to test the effectiveness of the Pyrecast from it. Maybe I don't know how much team fire was happening on that Triangular Shield Warrior, Shield this guy. But he went down pretty fast, so I don't know how much of that was the Pyrecaster or how much of that was team shots. I didn't quite see it, and I'm not going to go back to watch the video during the commentary, but
Rally point established.
just refilling ammo. I was feeling a little greedy, but I did take the stim. I didn't have one, and I know I'm playing poorly, so I didn't want to be too close to death, so I used it right away. I just didn't know what was coming up ahead, and I didn't want to be dropped immediately, on the first shield break. And I did not know, but we were heading to the boss of this level. And I have done this before, but I'm unfamiliar with the checkpoints of the map. So here we are, and I'm starting to realize I do not have the best weapon for this guy. I feel like this is more of a ranged fight. And you can see me here trying to stay in range of the Pyrecaster. I just ate all of that range damage from him, and I forgot that he does that. Well, I couldn't forget something I don't know. And now I remember he did it. The hindsight's 2020, and it was like, oh yeah, there is that attack, and you gotta dodge through it. But he is on me here, and I don't think I successfully dodged a single one of those attacks.
Whatever realm this is,
Yeah, this is reminiscent of the final stages of the story. If I remember correctly, you end up in a dark zone like this, trying to meet up with Calgar. Or I believe there was part of the final boss fight too, where you had to break down a bunch of Marines. So I was looking for the boss, didn't see him. Thought he would spawn towards the end here, so I wanted to be close in this back area to be within range for the Pyrecaster and grab this armor boost. I was hoping for a med kit. Was happy to see that you can take these down. And then I saw that the checkpoint for destroying the tentacles was done, so just waiting for the boss. Here he is. Luckily I'm in range, but I was his focus of attack, and I did not dodge a single one of his attacks. And trust me, I was not trying to parry. I was not trying to have a hero moment. I wanted to get away and let my teammates kind of get his attention off of me, because I didn't know what was going on. I'm not familiar with his patterns, and I need a lot more practice. Just mistake after mistake here. I thought it was going to be round two of me fighting the dust here. And I did see that medicine or stim pack earlier. And so I went straight for it. Of course, the banner goes down and I use my shield and everything is all lined up to do some buku damage, but it was all for naught.
Cut the contents off from the Vortex Beast.
Yeah, I thought that Chaos Spawn or the Zinchors or whatever they're called, I thought he was gonna jump out of his smoke, but I guess I killed him with the Pyrocaster before he finished his attack animation. Threw a grenade down there, got a good parry. A little bit hectic for me right here. I wasn't quite sure if any of these were going to turn on me, but they're all going to stay focused on our bulwark there. So I was kind of anticipating an attack coming my way, so I was playing a little reserve, waiting for my moment to hit the parry button. Yeah, I feel like I'm doing a whole lot of nothing here. Looks like the tactical marked him. Is that why he's going yellow, or is that just part of the effect for visibility during the stage?
Spiritual integrity compromised.
I believe I had my shield up, and I wanted to see if it would block those lasers. I think it did. It's going down here. I want to get in Pyrocaster range. But this attack after attack is coming out. It goes down right here. Yeah, so overall, the match went well. I definitely wasn't the hero. I wasn't carrying. I don't feel like I got carried, but I definitely wasn't our best player, that's for sure. I was have a little bit of a bruised ego knowing that I was the only one who went down. And I'm just chalking it up to the fact that I haven't played these stages as often since they launched. I know this was all new content around the time I took a break, so I'm familiar with it. And I still have not played the new stage. I believe there's a new stage out in space on a ship, so I have not got to try that out yet until it pops up on the stratagems. I don't think I'll be seeing it because as of right now, I'm just going through the stratagems, picking a mission, recording, and then I finish recording, I drop it into this free CapCut software, which is a video software, so that way I can do the audio. And another thing I'm noticing with the software is that I believe it tries to cut out dead air when it comes to recording, and so I do have to go in there and edit the recording to make some of the commentary match up what's actually happening in the video. And then you can see the Pyrocaster did not have enough. It was just so close. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Hope to see you on the next one.